What's up and welcome to a top deals on gaming laptops for $1,000 or less. I've got about 10 or 12 deals for you today, and I've went through all of Best Buy's deals, BH Photos deals, Walmart's deals, and some on Newegg to try to find the very best deals for you. Now I've got links in the description down below if you want to jump to those deals, or you can stick around and kind of hear what I think about each of the laptops before we dive into it. So let's go ahead and get started here. So going to the first deal page here, we've got Best Buy's website. Again, links in the description down to this, but you can see they have a ton of different laptops, and it's very important to know that these deals rotate on the regular, especially over the holiday season. So some of these deals may go out and back into sale, and sometimes the laptops will basically kind of have a little bit usually the very best deal is on Black Friday, but then sometimes that deal will come back before Christmas or after Christmas. It just depends, but usually the very best deal is like today or tomorrow. That said, don't feel like you have to buy today or tomorrow. There will be good deals in the future, right? And there of course will be RTX 4000 series laptops as well, coming out early next year, hopefully. So if you want to hang on and wait for those, that's not necessarily a bad option either. So let's go ahead and go into the first deal. So the first deal here is the Gigabyte G5 15.6 inch for $549. I think this one is just an extremely banger of a deal because you've got an RTX 3050 Ti, 144 hertz display screen, I believe. Let me verify that. I think it's 144 hertz display. Yeah, 144 hertz 1080p display. It's got a backlit keyboard. It's $450 off. And I mean, the only major downside to this one is only 8 gigs of RAM, so you probably want to upgrade that down the line. But for a budget gaming laptop, this one's a pretty great deal, especially for everything that you get with it. Now, the next one here is the Lenovo Legion 5. This has a Ryzen 5 5600H in it, a 3050 Ti, 8 gigs of RAM. Again, you'd probably want to upgrade that later on down the line. 512 gig SSD, and I believe it's 165 hertz display on this one. Now yeah, you can go up to 16 gigs of RAM, it says, but obviously I think you can do more than that. Yeah, 165 hertz display on this Legion 5, so it's a very nice quality display, especially for the budget. I mean, if your budget is like $600 or less, then this one is a really great option, I think. Well, what's up, Systems Reality team? Some really good deals right now. Yeah. What's up, Tabula Dragon? So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So this one is probably my favorite in the ultra low budget category, just because you're getting a great build quality mixed with enough power to play the modern games with a really nice display. So this is probably my favorite deal out of all of the deals in the under $600 category. Now, $649 steps up to the Nitro 5, and this is the cheapest RTX 3060 I was able to find for $649. That's just insane to me. 144 hertz full HD. Again, a Ryzen 5 5600H, and we have the RTX 3060, which is a noticeable jump up from a 3050 Ti. So if you're just after the most raw graphics performance for the money, this is going to be a noticeable bump up for only $50. And this is the cheapest RTX 3060 I've ever seen so far. So just absolutely insane. Banger of a deal. You'll be able to play basically almost all 1080p games at close to max settings, if not on high settings, at 1080p with this. And yeah, it's a functional laptop, though the Nitro 5 definitely is a bit more of a budget build, a little bit chunkier, a little bit more plasticky, I feel like, than the Legion 5. It's very similar to the Gigabyte G5 in terms of build quality. So the chassis will be a bit loose, the keyboard will be a bit loose, but overall it's a really interesting and great overall bang for the buck. With the $649 for an RTX 3060, that's just insane. Systems Reality says, I got a 3080 laptop for $1,300. Yeah, man, that's a pretty good deal, dude. All right, so moving on, Gigabyte A5 over here at Best Buy. We've got a Ryzen 5 5600H, 16 gigs of RAM, $749 with an RTX 3060. So another RTX 3060 for $100 more. And the big thing to notice on this one is that it has 16 gigs of RAM, right? So that way, with this one, you don't need to spend any money to upgrade it or take the bottom off. You just got everything good to go right away. And it's a bit of a thicker laptop, not too thick, still fairly portable. And I have had this chassis in hand, and it feels a little better, I think, than what the photos actually show. And you can see there's a lot of, well, let's see, go back. Yeah, see there's a lot of very happy people with this laptop in the reviews for that chassis. Now, next up we have the HP Victus 15.6 inch. We've got a i7-12650H, so this is a nice step up for the processing power. 16 gigs of RAM, again, so you don't have to upgrade this later on down the line, but we only have an RTX 3050 Ti. And this HP Victus is pretty handy. I've had it in hand before, and it does feel fairly premium. It's still very plasticky, but I do like it quite a bit. For $799, this is still a good deal. I wouldn't say it's an amazing deal, but if you really want more processing power and you want to spend a little bit more money, this is a good deal. All right, so next up we have the Acer Predator Helios 3000. 15.6 inch full HD 165 hertz i7. I believe this is the 12700H in it, and it is a very nice machine for the money for sure. Like this machine is slim. It's got overall good performance, an RGB keyboard that's maybe a little bit better some of the others, some nice battery life. 16 gigs of DDR5 memory, so again stepping up the game here to a little bit more fully featured, a little bit higher speed machine. This is going to be a little more future-proof compared to some of the other machines that we just looked at that were cheaper. So the big thing here for sure is the higher refresh rate screen, the DDR5, 16 gigs of memory, and the upgraded processor. All those things put together makes this one probably worth it. I think this would be a great option if you're looking at under $1,000 and you want a little bit more of a premium experience. Next up, we have the Zephyrus G15 RTX 3060 with the Ryzen 9, 16 gigs of memory, and 512 gigs solid state. So $999. It's $500 off right now, but this machine is amazing because it comes with a QHD 165 hertz display. So this QHD 165 hertz display is simply amazing, and it looks gorgeous. It's very colorful, and overall this machine is fantastic. Now I want to point out that there are mixed reviews here, and if you go ahead and look down at the reviews, it primarily focuses on mixed quality control of the machines. So some of the machines came broken out of the box, and some of them had issues like this one had a warped screen, so the guy returned it. A few other people had different issues with the machine. That said, I actually got a Zephyrus for my my fiance, girlfriend Carla. She's had it now for over a year, and it's almost a year and a half, and it's been fantastic. It's not broken down on her. The only thing, she had some driver issues. She had to get the drivers updated. Other than that, it's been a fantastic machine with no issues, and she's really loved it. She's still using it outside right now, so outside this room. So it's a great machine, and I definitely highly recommend it, especially since it's only $1,000, $500 off. You're getting a great bang for the buck. So overall, I think this one is probably my favorite pick out of all of the laptops for under $1,000, simply because of that QHD high refresh rate screen, portable form factor. It only weighs a little bit over 4 pounds, and it's a fully featured machine. So I really like the Zephyrus G15. Now, next up we have the Zephyrus G14. So this one's $899, and it's really an impressive deal for if you want something ultra portable, right? If you want something that's you can throw in your backpack, take to class. This weighs a little bit more than 3 pounds. I think it's like, let's see exactly how much it weighs. 3.5 pounds and 0.7 inches thick. Like it's very portable. So you have a Ryzen 7 5800HS, which is a very powerful processor for how thin and light this machine is. The 144 hertz display definitely has some ghosting on it though, so that's the main downside. And if you're looking for doing Twitch gaming, like high refresh rate gaming, I really wouldn't recommend this machine for that reason. But for the vast majority of people out there, I think they would be super happy with this machine, especially at this price point. So then next up we have the Asus ROG Flow X13. This one's actually the updated, refreshed with the Ryzen 9 6900HS. So you're getting the next generation processor in it. You've got a 16 gigs of memory, an RTX 3050 Ti, and this one actually has an upgradable external eGPU in the XG Mobile. So if you want to add more power down the line, even potentially an RTX 4000 series GPU, I believe that will be available sometime next year. So you could get this now for $999, and then you'd be future-proofed in the sense that you could just buy that XG Mobile series, RTX 4080 or whatever, down the line, and you get a big power boost sometime later. Now, the main downside to this machine is that the 120 hertz display, again, has a bit of ghosting. It's a little bit slower response rate, and it's going to be a bit of a lower power limit on like the GPU, for example, compared to some of these thicker laptops. But this is a touch display. You can flip it around and use it as a tablet. You can watch stuff in bed easily with it, like with this display flipped inverted in front of your face. Overall, very, very cool machine, especially for $999. And it comes with a 1 terabyte SSD, which not many of these laptops came with a 1 terabyte SSD as well. So that's another big perk. You get more storage space with it. So overall, if you're looking for something ultra portable, even more portable than the Zephyrus G14 that can still do some gaming and is upgradable down the line, there's the Flow 13 or the Flow X13. Wasn't it over 3,000 before? So Systems Reality, it was over 3,000 when you had the XG Mobile attached to it. This does not come with the XG Mobile. This is just the laptop, but it still has the port on it, so you can easily upgrade it down the line. So like I said, you can flip it upside down and lay in bed with it on your lap like that. Or you can just fold it entirely in half and use it as a tablet. So I think it's a pretty sweet system overall. So next up we have the Asus TUF F15 for $969. And this is an 11th gen i7 8-core CPU, 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gig SSD, RTX 3060, and it's overall good bang for the buck at $969. But I wouldn't call this an amazing deal, but it's pretty good. I just wanted to point it out. And then we have the Asus TUF F15, and this is very similar, just a little bit more. This is a 12th gen. 14 core CPU, so you get a nice upgrade on the CPU. So this is probably the most powerful. Is this the most powerful? Which one is it? Which CPU is this? This might be the most powerful CPU in the money, for the money down under $1,000. So this is the same one as the Acer Predator Helios 3000. So a huge, again, another huge upgrade in terms of CPU performance. So if you're looking for CPU performance, this is another good option. And then we have a cheaper version of the Acer Predator Helios 300 for $749. And we're looking at an 11th gen i7 on this one, 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gig RTX 3050 Ti, and 144 hertz 1080p display. I believe this is it's either a 2020 or 2021. I think it's probably 2021 model year of the Acer Predator Helios 3000. So it's not quite as nice as the newer version that's on sale at Best Buy, but it's also quite a bit cheaper at $749. So another kind of lower budget, under $1,000 laptop. So again, there's links in the description down below, and you can always restart this live stream back to about 2 minutes after the live stream technically started, and you can start over if you're watching this after the fact. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take some questions and interface with chat a little bit. And then that's going to be it for the live stream. So much power in a small package. I think you're talking about the Flow X13 Systems Reality. So chat, if you have any questions, please hit me up in the chat. I'll be taking a look at that. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up. I haven't really looked at all of Newegg's laptops. They didn't really hit me. Almost none of them hit me as like a great deal. So let's go ahead and hop over to Newegg and kind of look through their laptop selection while I wait for any questions. So let me filter by $1,000 because this video is focused around $1,000 or less. And one thing that was a little bit annoying to me is that these Black Friday deals were sold out and yet they were still showing it. Oh, I guess you could back order it. Okay, so you could back order this for $7.99 if you wanted. But at least you got a 6000 Ryzen 7 6000 series, RTX 3050 Ti. There's a link to the Newegg in the video description as well. 6.6 pounds. Why is it so big? Oh, this is a 17-inch. Okay. Well, this is an interesting 17-inch option if you're after a 17-inch. Acer Nitro 5. I wouldn't say, I guess I think that's the only 17-inch in the list so far. So if you're after a 17-inch specifically, that might be a good option. Can I filter to just RTX 3060s? Yeah, Newegg's interface is pretty cluttered up with all kinds of different machines. So just RTX 3060s, let's see. Are you returning to doing laptop reviews? Yeah, I've got, I want to do more now that I've got the studio set up again, because I basically was in the Airstream for about six, 7 months now, and I've got this new studio set up with proper lighting and better sound recording and room for a camera again, that's a larger camera, and better internet, which is crucial to being able to do these live streams, which I like doing. So I've got fiber internet with 1,000 down, 1,000 up, which is gonna let me do live streams again, which I really enjoy. So yeah. How's the crypto investment going? It's going up and down like crazy. It's very volatile. I'm just waiting for it. I'm not planning on really selling it until probably 2024, 2025. So I'm not really focusing on the crypto right now, but it goes in waves, goes down, goes up, and right now it's just kind of going down before it goes back up again. That's what my theory is on crypto right now. So, okay, so taking a look at some more deals here. Here's another 17-inch. Ryzen 7 5800H. RTX 3060, 949, 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gig SSD. So if you're after another 17-inch, this might be a decent option. It's a pretty old generation processor, but it's 8 cores at least. I don't know. It doesn't, like, I think some of these other deals are better. 649. So this is a refurbished GF65 thin with RTX 3060. I wouldn't really recommend this. I don't think it's not good enough in my opinion. Hassie. Have you guys ever heard of this Hassie brand? It looks like just a rebranding Gigabyte, or maybe not rebranding Gigabyte. Probably one of the generic models, same as electronics probably. 4 core, 8 efficiency core, so 12 core CPU, i5 12500H, so it's got a good CPU. RTX 3060, I mean, a 16:10 aspect ratio display. It's pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting option for sure, $1,000. I'm just not familiar with this brand, so I don't think I can recommend that necessarily. Glad to see you're back. You had some of the best and most honest reviews. Good luck, man. Thanks, Tabular Dragon. What's up, Tech with Sean? Welcome to the live stream. We're just looking over at Newegg deals right now. I went ahead and went over all of the best deals that I found for $1,000 or less already at the beginning of the live stream. So if that's the part you really want to focus on, go ahead and hop back over to that. But we're taking a look at what Newegg might have to offer, and I'm not seeing too much here initially. Maybe if you want a 17-inch machine, that's about the only thing I'm really seeing so far. Okay, so the Nitro 5 is a pretty good deal, $849. I would say this is worth picking up. So the new generation, 5.5 pounds, RTX 3060, but most importantly, it has that i5 12th gen CPU, which is going to perform really well. 144 hertz display. So it's a fully featured machine. Does it have 16 gigs of RAM? How much RAM does this have? Yeah, 16 gigs of RAM. So that's a pretty good deal right there. Again, there's a link to Newegg, but you'll have to search around for this one if you're interested in picking it up. But it's back ordered, so you're going to have to order it and wait if you decide to go for this one. So yeah, drop a like if you enjoyed this live stream. I'm going to keep this live stream short and focused on certain price points. I'll do another one tomorrow talking about the best deals I can find for gaming laptops overall. Since tomorrow will be officially Black Friday, I'll try to do it early in the day. And yeah, so thanks so much for stopping by the live stream, guys. I'll be doing more of these and more tech reviews coming up soon. I've ordered the Acer Predator Helios 3000, or the 300, sorry. And I'll be doing a review, live unboxing and benchmarking of that laptop. So I can't wait to do more of these live streams and hang out with everyone. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next, DRR Auntie says, hey, I got a question before you go. All right, DR, let's hear it. What's your question? And then then I'll head out. I'll give you like 30 seconds. I wonder if MSI GF65 RTX 30. Yeah, it basically is a max Q DR. The GF65. It's not a high performance one. It's one of the lower. Well, you say it runs at 1950 megahertz, but maybe it could. But I mean, it's not going to boost that high unless it's at if it's at a low percentage usage, maybe it could boost higher at a higher megahertz. But you have to look at the total GPU usage and then the actual wattage that's being used on a live graph at the same time, because most likely it's not at 100% GPU utilization if it's boosting that high in the clock speed. But the RTX 3060, I'm not sure exactly what the clock speed peaks out at, but if it can hit 1950 at 75 watts, then almost for sure it can go higher than that at a higher wattage. So maybe it could go to like 2100 if it was like 100 watts or like 120 watts or something. So just depends on the laptop's build and the how it's configured with the power limits and the boost clocks and everything. The Daily Bench, yeah, this is live, but I'm about to end it. I was just answering some questions here before. It crashes around 2050. Yeah. So most likely, well, you have to also keep in mind that if you can boost at a higher clock if you're not utilizing the full power of it, because maybe the CPU is bottlenecking the GPU, and so sometimes the GPU can have a higher boost clock, but it's not actually using all of that clock speed. So yeah. Anyway, I'll have more streams for you guys. I'll be stopping. I'll be doing another live stream tomorrow to look at the deals again. And like I said, I'll have more live streams of the new laptops coming out, especially looking forward to checking out the new RTX 4000 series that hopefully comes out early next year. That's what I'm really looking forward to, because I'll probably upgrade my laptop then myself. So, okay, I'll see you guys next time. Wow, the stream viewers just keeps climbing up. It makes me want to keep live streaming, but I gotta go. Feel free to jump back in the live stream to see all the deals that I covered, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.